All right, I got something kind of neat here for you today. So these are a couple Iowa cats. I put some paper on the tags here just because they have names on them and stuff. I just don't want, get that out there for my customers. But anyway, so what we got here is we got two cats, and these are cut two different ways. So there's a couple, there's several ways you can do them for a taxidermist. So this one right here is called a dorsal cut. So what you'll do is when you skin the animal, you'll cut from about the back of the shoulder to down here, right in front of the pelvis area. And this will open all this up here, so then when the taxidermist goes to mount it, they're able to work that form up in here and down into here and slide this hide up onto the form and be able to get you a mount that way, and then they'll stitch it all the way down the back like that. So normally you'll see this a lot on longer haired animals, like raccoons, fox, coyotes, stuff like that. A lot of taxidermists like it because you can really hide that seam right along here. So the downside is it's a lot harder to bring the animal through its back. So when you're bringing it out, you're skinning it, you're going down, you're pulling it out, you're going down in the legs, up in the head area and all that's still put together. So the only thing we do is for everything is we'll come in and we'll split a few inches down here at the bottom so we can pull feet. And then also that allows the tanning liquids to get all the way down in here, treat all this. And then we remove the pad on the inside of here. So there's a big chunk of fat in the pads of the feet right on top of there. So we open them up to be able to remove all that. And because you can see the size of the bobcat's paw compared to the diameter of its leg, it would be really, really hard to be able to pull all of this back up through this narrow passage here on the ankle of a cat or other kinds of animals as well, but mostly, especially on animals that have big paws like this. So you can see how hard that would be to pull that all the way up through there. Some people do, but I find it better to just put in a few stitches, get the pad out of there the right way, get everything pulled out of there. It minimizes a lot of small cuts that you can make errors with later in that area. So anyway, there's that way of doing it here. The second way of doing it is we're going to go ahead and I'll show you. This is called a case skin. So what the case skinning is it's more traditional. So you come in here and you basically split ankle to ankle. So what you'll do is you come in here on the back part of the paw, split right up the back of the leg, and you'll go under the vent area. On males it's a little bit different, but you'll go under the vent area, you'll split down, and you'll go right over here to the other pad on the foot. And then that allows the taxidermist to be able to take and push the form in from the back. So it'll be probably something with an articulated shoulder, so you'll be able to shove that form up in there like that. You'll be able to get your shoulders pushed down into here and everything, and then you'll be able to just sew across the back like this. So this is another way of doing it. This is a lot easier to skin. This is the more kind of traditional way that a lot of people do it. We also split a little further up the legs on these, as you can see, to be able to allow for when you're putting the form in there and getting everything in place. There's a little bit longer of a skinning area here. I know some people are gonna say, well, that's a lot extra to stitch, but it actually allows it to be a lot easier to be able to put everything together. I feel like, and also, like I said, the other reason is, we're not gonna turn out these paws. We could have done it a little bit shorter and everything, but like I said, I think for the form, the way it goes into here, this is going to be one of your easier ways to be able to get that form down in there and then close it back up. So a little extra sewing, whether you go across the back that way, across here, or you go all the way down the whole back of it here. So it's preference, and then also it's going to depend on the pose of the animal as well. So on these animals here, I don't know what the final position is going to be because I'm not mounting them. We haven't been doing any of that stuff here lately. But you know, if it's going to be a climbing animal, a sitting animal, whether it's going to be, you know, up in the air, I don't know any of that. It's just, I said, these are all taxidermist preferences, how these are split. So anyway, I just wanted to show you guys kind of that, the two different methods here. There's also another method where it's a belly split. So basically, instead of doing the dorsal cut across here, it'll be an anterior, which will go from the belly all the way up here, like between the front legs like that. And then you'll pull the animal out that way. And then that way, when you close it, it'll be along the belly. You just have to make sure that that the animal has long enough hair along the belly to be able to cover that seam. Unless it's in a laying position, then it doesn't really matter, and it'll look really seamless once you get done. So anyway, there's a little bit of information, a couple different cuts and everything, and I'll leave it at that. So thanks for watching, guys.